I watched a movie last night. Blue Ruin is about a nomad who gets notification that the person that killed his parents is being released from prison on an appeal, and the nomad seeks revenge. So the story starts out following Dwight, the nomad, who is very stealthy. He goes into houses and bathes and eats people's food and wears their clothes, and then he is out of there without a trace before the people get home. He is notified by a police officer who tracks him down because he lives in his car a little bit outside of town and lets him know, like, hey, I don't want you to be alone when you find out this information, but the man that killed your parents is out of prison on an appeal, and I just thought you should be somewhere safe when you find that information out. Very sweet. This pisses Dwight off because he believes the man that killed his parents should be rotting in jail for the rest of his life, as anybody else would think. And so he decides to go after this person and, take justice into his own hands and kill a bitch. He follows the guy from the very moment that he's released from prison and follows him all the way into his welcome home party, which pisses the guy Dwight off even more that people are celebrating that this man who killed his parents is home from prison. So we see him take the revenge. It's a really great scene. And then from there, we see how his revenge affects everybody else that is still important to him in his life. And we see the decisions that he's made unfold. If you like the movie The Green Room, this is written and directed and DP'd by the same man, Jeremy Saulnier. So it has the same vibe and has the same feel as The Green Room. Different story, but still just as good. The Dwight character I really like because he's just your average schmo. He's not a trained assassin. He doesn't know how to use a gun. He doesn't know what he's doing. He just knows that he wants to kill the bitch that killed his family. So I really like that because you can have it's kind of like a John Wick revenge story, except for John Wick, he's such a fantasized character. If he gets shot in the shoulder, he's going to continue going and he's going to eventually he's going to win. But with Blue Ruin, Dwight is not John Wick, obviously. He's just some guy that you went to high school with and randomly now he works at the video store type guy. So he doesn't have the cool swab. So if Dwight's going to get shot in the shoulder, shot in the leg or whatever, you're going to see how that affects his next move. And I believe that the actor that plays Dwight, his name is Macon Blair, he does a really good job at remembering his injuries, which I really appreciate when actors get cut and then you see oh, now I can't use my hand because my hand's cut. I really hate when people are oh, I sliced my hand open, but look at me opening cans of sodas and drinking and stuff. So Macon does a really good job at the continuity, which I really appreciate. This movie is more of a slow burn, which I really liked because it had so much time to build suspense and build the tension to the point where you don't know what's going to happen. Is Dwight going to make it out of the situation? Is he going to get caught? Because it gives us so much time to build up that suspense, and we also get a lot of time to see their surroundings and see the emotions build up within each character that we are watching. So I really like and appreciate the slow burn in this movie. It's well deserved. Visually, also, this movie is really great. Although it's called Blue Ruin, there is a lot of shades of blue in this movie, and I feel like it is the way that it's planted throughout the movie. When we see the blue, we see how it directly affects Dwight's character because I feel like he is connected to that blue. So the car's blue, he will wear a light blue shirt. Things in the background that he has to interact with is blue. It's just really interesting how the use of color in this movie, I really liked it. It just gives you the writer and the director, Jeremy, is really paying attention to all of the aspects and all of the details and really is giving us a heart warmth full story. My favorite part of this movie is the special effects. I wouldn't say necessarily it's body horror, but it's just really realistic. When somebody gets shot, you see how it explodes the face. You see what an actual bullet would actually do to the flesh. It's just a very realistic, and again, so much detail is put into this movie because everything is just very realistic, because this is a very realistic story of a guy who lost his parents when he was younger, and he's pissed about it, and he has given up on life, and he wants to just make sure the remaining pieces of his family that are still there, that he left years and years and years ago, are still safe, and he feels responsible for their safety now. It's just very heartfelt and very warm of a story. Even though it's a very warm story, even though visually it's a very like pale story. Like the way that they colorize this movie is like very pale, very blue, very cool. Yeah, so I enjoyed this movie. It came out in 2014, but I believe it still holds up to this day. I kind of miss stories like this, stories just about regular people and seeing how they deal realistically with the consequences and actions of other people and themselves. It was just refreshing to see a dramatic, suspenseful story that didn't have too much extra unnecessary bullshit in it. So I recommend it if you guys are want to watch it like on a rainy night day or something like that. That'd be really good for it. But have you guys seen this movie? What'd you guys think? Also, what did you guys watch last night? I'm Hey Shantae, and until the next showing, I'll see you later.